Most private high schools actually require you to sit for the AP exam if you take an AP class because they know exactly how important those scores are to help their students get into Ivy League colleges. The very first thing that happens when your application goes into an Ivy League college is that an admissions officer reads through it and then gives you a thing called an academic rating. That rating is a score that takes into account your transcript, the rigor of your classes, your grades in those classes, and your standardized test scores, and then gives them a prediction of how well you're going to do in college. Getting a high academic rating is critical to getting into an Ivy League school because it determines the order in which admissions officers are going to read your application. Students that have high academic ratings have their applications read first while there's lots of spots available and they're not under so much pressure about who to accept. But if you have a low academic rating, your application gets put to the bottom of the pile and you're going to have your application read when they're deciding over the handful of spots at the end. And this brings us back to APs because one of the best ways to make sure that you have a high academic rating is to get high scores in your AP exams, because in the formulas that most colleges use to make those decisions about academics, the AP exam scores get factored in along with your grades and your SAT scores. So if you want to make sure you have a high academic rating so your application gets read first and you have a better chance of getting into an Ivy League school, make sure that you sit for your AP exams just like the private school kids.